What are the most effective marketing strategies with video?
Well, we would obviously say YouTube ads, but video over the entirety of social.
Yeah.
Across social, we wouldn't say just run it on YouTube. We'd want to run a strategy that goes across whichever platforms the customers are on, and that, one of the most effective ones we've had at the moment is what we call a YouTube first strategy. So that's your brand awareness. You're actually at the top of the funnel where the clicks are coming from. So we're educating someone, getting the clicks through to a site. Now, that was cold traffic, so people aren't necessarily converting on video one, but then they can be remarketed to based on how much they watched. But the actual close of the sale might be on a different platform.
Yeah.
So for example, Facebook or Instagram, that's where they get remarketed to with an offer. And it's all these types of things that work really well, as long as you've got your funnel built properly. But also you can have, when you've got a remarketing loop, emails going out to people with testimonials, case studies, further information, education, just taking people on a journey.
What tools do I need to make a marketing video? We can use one of them. I think Bentley and BMW shot cinema quality commercials on these. They did use proper directors and who knew what they were doing, but the fact is, you can create some great stuff on your video. There's, on our YouTube channel, we've got loads of videos about lighting tips and all kinds of stuff from some of the team. So the entry level can be quite simple. We've got a couple of lights here, tripod, about 300 quid's worth of stuff. So you don't need a lot. It's about thinking about who your audience is again, what the hook is, what you're trying to communicate, what your objectives are. So what you need to make a marketing video, I would say first of all, put a strategy in place before doing the video, because that will help you decide what video to make. Write script, write bullet points. There's a whole different range of what you need. You can go to the end of the scale, and we do this with other partners, where it can be TV quality, cinema quality, and you've got proper crews. And we are in conversations at the moment with some people who might spend £200,000 on a TV commercial and a sponsorship package, and we use some of that with other footage. It's a bit of an open door. You don't need a lot of money fundamentally to make your videos, and you don't need professional actors and lighting cameramen, but it does depend on what you're trying to say and what you're trying to communicate and who your customers are.
The biggest thing that lets people down normally is the audio, isn't it?
Yeah, audio. But again, you can buy, if you're quite close to decent phones now, the audio's reasonable. Simple things like don't have noises going off in the background. Yeah, we've got a clock, we've turned the heating off and in the room that we're in at the moment. But you can buy the lav mics, 15 quid, and they're just lapel mics, and they work really, really well. The technology has changed so much from the last few years. A couple of £100 gets you a good little setup. You don't need a lot, and you don't even need that in some ways. What is the easiest way to get into video marketing?
Depends whether you're asking from a perspective of somebody who wants to set themselves up as a video marketing agency. That question can go both ways, but from a brand perspective, the easiest way is set yourself up a YouTube channel, a Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, put some videos together and off you go. Measure what comes out the back end of that. Attach the analytics. I think this is where a lot of people go wrong. They end up getting disheartened because they're not seeing results. So attach your analytics or use something like Google Tag Manager. And once you've got your content out there, as long as you're tracking it, you can see what's happening. And
I think also with anything in life, I think you need to do a bit of research around what good videos look like, what good creative looks like. If you're going to be interested in doing something, you've got to go whole hog. But if you wanted to be a long jump expert, you'd have to research into it. So I think you've got to put a shift in. I don't think anything in life comes easy. You have to put the work in, do the research. The one advantage you've got with video marketing is it doesn't have to be expensive. It can be really low entry point, but I think you have to show a passion and a commitment regardless of what you do to make it work.
But a good place to start is look at what other people are putting out there in your market.
Yes.
Look for the ones where they've got really large view numbers based off of ads, and they're clearly spending. So those pieces of content are converting. So then you've got a bit of a template to go by.
Yeah, and don't try and be all things to all men. Maybe niche a little bit into a certain sector to get you going, so you can really learn in one area really well. What length should marketing videos be?
Well, your typical bumper ad is 6 seconds, right? But Instagram, 15 seconds, Facebook, 15, 30 seconds longer. There's an argument to say that 2 or 3 minute videos work better. YouTube at the moment, the ad length is 2 or 3 minutes is about best, but we have got clients that use ads that are actually 30 minutes long, so if it's the right piece of content and it's the right audience and people are watching 20, 30 minutes, it's amazing.
And I think that's the one advantage of YouTube. We've created ads before that there's been a great hook. It's been like a 30-second TV commercial at the start. It's been highly produced, really good, got the call to action in. And then there's been an opportunity to educate, inform, tell a story, talk about the brand and provenance, all kinds of stuff that you wouldn't ordinarily be able to do. And because we're able to target really well, generally it's getting in front of the right people who are going, I'm actually interested in this. And they're being educated, they're being informed, they're being entertained. So YouTube is really good for that. And that's why it works better than some of the channels, because you've got the time to tell those stories and get that across.
I was speaking to a national brand a couple of weeks ago, and they purely run their TV ad on YouTube as an ad, right? And the TV ad was exactly 30 seconds. They got 2 million people to watch it, to 30 seconds, and then they got charged. So you only get charged once you go past 29 seconds.
Yeah.
So they got 1 second of paid footage. And look, at the end of the day, they had an amazing piece of creative, but the opportunity they missed was they could have gone on for another 2 or 3 minutes about the brand, the story, other products, all sorts.
Yeah, so it wouldn't, if that was a sports brand, let's say it was Sports Direct, you could have your brand ad, but I would be saying to that client, utilise the time afterwards to show and rotate on a regular basis, even offers of the month. And that's always been a classic issue when I've sat with brand and marketing directors, like, oh, it's an awareness ad. And then somebody else in the room going, no, we want product ads that are selling. And you're going, well, you can't really do both. Interestingly, on YouTube, you could do the brand bit and then go, by the way, this month, here's this product and this product and this product, and here's how this one works. It's still relevant and you can do that. And nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing it. So if you're listening, sports brands, there's so much you can do, so much you can do. And final question, how does social media work with marketing videos?
Well, I think we're also used to putting video onto social nowadays, or we should be. It's so easy to get it up there. I think there's a few basic rules that you need to pay attention to, that you're not too far away from the camera, equally not too close, it feels right. You can probably talk to that sort of stuff more.
Yeah, I think it depends what your objectives are and what you're trying to do. It might be right that you're really close to camera if you're making a point, or it might be right you're really far away. But generally, there's various tips that you can use, and I think it depends what you're trying to do. We get a lot of videos that we do. Either we've made them for the clients, or we've repurposed what the clients have done, and we've done cut downs and put them on Facebook. We've put them on Insta. We've put them on everywhere else. But the question is, does it work with marketing videos? Well, the whole thing's connected. If you've got a really great piece of video content that's telling a great story, whatever it is, use it everywhere, but you might just have to alter the length of it a little bit and slightly different call to actions. But you can get it across all the social channels really well.
But the other thing you can do is what I would call a base level test. So if you start with a very, very simple piece of creative with a call to action in it, and you start that as your ad to begin with, if you can see that you're getting conversions off of what would be classed as not a typical ad, then you know that, right, I can now scale, I can now go and produce that higher level piece of creative and be confident that in doing that, you're going to get lots more conversions.
Yeah.